Hey everybody, Max Scoville here at the Assassin's Creed 3 big fancy preview event in Boston right now, and I'm with Francois, who's the producer for the game.
Yep.
How are you?
Pretty good, actually.
Good. This has been a long couple of days, very exciting. We finally got to play with the game, really get to mess around with it. Got to check out some cool stuff. There was stuff we knew about the game, and there's some new stuff that you exposed us to. You know, we knew about the Frontier, we knew about Boston and New York. The Homestead kind of came out of left field with that one. This is like Connor's home. And it's sort of like a hub area where you can do missions. And what is this homestead?
Well, when you think of the homestead, it's really like the, you know, if you refer to AC2 as the villa, but it's really kind of a new place for him. It's his, like you said, it's his home, but this is where he's going to recruit people to work with him on building this kind of a small city, where he's going to grow up he's going to make money out of this, and he's going to trade as well.
Okay, yeah. And Assassin's Creed 3 it spans like 30 years, so this is going to grow. Are we actually going to see it kind of change?
But it really depends on the player. But yes, I mean, this is something like if the player decide to do what we call the homestead missions, is recruiting people to work with them. This is how basically the homestead is going to grow. He's going to make more money. Okay. So yeah.
I told you to head back. I didn't need to!
Since when is a skinny runt like you safe out in the bush alone?
Is it just like going on Craigslist and being like, I need to hire a baker, or how would Connor come across these people?
Well, you come across on the homestead or on the Frontier, but as well in Boston, it's true, where they have different skills, different background and all, and you get to have more kind of a one-on-one interaction with them to get to know them a little bit more. And eventually they build up their house, they build up their mill, their mine. So it's at some point like it becomes personal with them, and you make money.
Here's the meat you requested.
Thank you. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
I like that. You've also, of course, you've just got a nice harbor there, nice dock. You've got access to the naval missions, which you can do, and of course. Right next to the homestead, there's the Frontier, just the wilds, which is great. And this is big, right? How big is the Frontier?
Well, the Frontier is a big map in a way that it's 2.5 times the size of Rome from AC Brotherhood when you think of it. So it's a large environment. But there's small cities in there like Lexington, Concord, where you get to get some missions and obviously some key events of the American Revolution.
Okay. And of course it's bigger than Rome, but it's mountainous terrain, it's trees. We've got the whole free running system that's completely new, and there's just animals walking around every which way. Yeah. The free running. You've done some new things here. You've kind of changed it. This is all, of course, running completely new engine, new animations for Connor and everything. What have you done with the free running? How does that work? How does that control?
So when you think of the free running in Assassin's Creed is one of the key pillars, right? Early on, like 2.5 years ago, we decided like it's enough with the very straight and square environment where you're climbing building. Now we wanted to have like something that was more natural for everyone likes to climb trees, like when we were kids climbing trees,
true.
you know?
Guilty.
So very more organic. So everything is steep, like you're right with the climbing trees is more important now, where you have animals in the ground that's maybe going to attack you. Bear, wolf will attack you, and as well snow to slow you down.
One thing I meant to ask about the free running is you changed the controls there, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean because we were more we wanted to have a more fluid and more natural navigation system in trees. We wanted to make sure the player could safely travel in trees and not necessarily fall down all the time. So it's simple. Like right trigger is going to permit you to travel freely without jumping down or falling down and crack your neck. So it's easier, it's more natural, and if you want to go down, then you press A.
What about we had stalking areas, sort of? It's sort of like a kind of cover system, but not quite. How does that work?
Yeah, so we had in the past we had the blending system in the crowd. Now it's more, because it's more organic, because it's more natural. Like within the Frontier, we wanted to have areas where it felt very natural to go in and be blended or being stealthy.
Okay, and of course you've also got some changes to the combat. You've got sort of double counters now. Is that just timing? How does that work?
So the way it works is, you know, that's one thing as well. From the start, we decided to scratch from or to start from scratch.
Right, I mean, you're working everything new with the
right,
Anvil Next
exactly.
engine,
Same thing with the animation and all. But the one thing that we wanted to have is that, you know, it was very simple in the past to do a combat. So we still keep that thing. That being said, we wanted to have a little bit more challenge for players that want to have more reward. So basically adding a counter tool or a parry tool, and then if you time it properly, you can start combos.
Oh, okay.
And so depending on the archetypes that you have in front of you, this is the great feeling of having, you know, 5-6 guards in front of you, and having, if you're really good at it with you know, understanding the right combo to do, it's pretty rewarding.
Very cool. And of course, Connor's also, you know, he's using some new weapons. He's got the tomahawk, which is honestly really badass.
Yeah.
And then of course there's that this sort of
The
ninja
rope dart.
kunai rope dart. Yeah. So in Boston, we've got different zones of control. You've got the Patriots and also the Redcoats, sort of you know, vying for control of the city. How does that come into play in the actual game?
Well, this is something that you probably experienced yesterday as well, playing the game, where it's we divided you know, New York and Boston into districts, into small districts, and basically this is opening up for you kind of small events where. If you do those, you liberate those districts, and you have access to something. And this is something is a BAM member. So it's a big reward. This is something that you know. So it's more integrated into the you know, the player experience. It's like pretty much like you had with on Brotherhood, but they're very just the core start of a mission that's going to give you a BAM member. Again, that's going to feel more personal to you, close to you. Yeah.
End his suffering cleanly.
What about for people who are new to the series? Because you've got enough changes going on here that it's going to attract people who are unfamiliar. How is it going to be for them to get into it?
Well, the good thing about Assassin's Creed 3 is that because it's a new story, it's a new character, it's a new setting, it's a perfect point of entry to the series for people that didn't play the past AC. Like you said, it's you know, the pillars are the same, but at the same time, like when you think of it, they've all been refined and improved. So. Like I said, perfect point to entry.
And big question is this really going to be the end of Desmond's story?
The big question with the spoiler. No.
I heard it was like a trilogy for him, but this is the 5th game. I don't know.
I mean, it's again, like, that's the tricky question about Desmond. The one thing that I can say about him is that, you know, you'll be playing a lot more Desmond in past games, and there will be some conclusion and resolution with him.
Okay, but this isn't by any means going to be the last Assassin's Creed game. No, just keep going.
Absolutely.
Well, Assassin's Creed 3 looks fantastic. Thank you so much for talking.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you.
October 30th, coming out on
PS3, 360.
And the PC version
absolutely.
That's coming out November 20th?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then of course there's Assassin's Creed Liberation. We've been making lots of videos about Assassin's Creed, so you should go check those out right here at youtube.com/rev3games. I gotta say, looking forward to it. You guys should be too.